Hey, Parliament was on fire yesterday. Debate no more about at Forson 2026 budget no representing. Hey. Maybe we must still oppose everything. I was opposing BBA. Hey, and then there's a fire on the mountain. Whether there's fire in Parliament. There's fire in Parliament because we so bra we so just say I don't know mudasha and much shed and mudasha when no crack hey in some ways to say ampa I don't cry they be say NDC MPs need to mean Kasawa MP or Parliament because omo bro for someone we dey show Johnny bi ansan ya start
in the 2025 budget they told us about what they call the teacher Dabra initiative. In 2026, Mr. Speaker, we've not found that initiative, and they did nothing about it in 2025. They told us that they were doing 100 million coded program. In that particular budget, they failed to deliver. This year, they are repeating that promise. Mr. Speaker, they told us that they are doing what they call e-Okada. Mr. Speaker, you remember? Okada, hey. That promise was found in their budget. They did nothing about it. This year, they have said nothing about it in their budget. Mr. Speaker, they are saying that they were going to do what we call Agriculture for Economic Transformation Program with an allocation of 1.5 billion. Mr. Speaker, they did nothing about that. This year, they have even reduced it to 800 million. This is the record. And this is what you wanted to talk to. Mr. Speaker, I will continue. The Education World Program, they allocated $100 million to it for 10,000 jobs to be supported. They did nothing about that, and they allocated additional 100 million again for this year. They are telling us that they want to spend some 207 million to replace this economy. Mr. Speaker, this government seems to know where the map is, but they don't know where the pocket is. Saving. Knowing where your pocket is called saving. Knowing where your map is consumption. And we want this government to reorient itself to know where the pocket is and know where the map is. Because their own data shows that they spend more on consumption and they spend less on goods and services. Mr. Speaker, you are increasing the wages and salaries of people for them to go to sit in the office and do nothing because you don't provide them with goods and services. That is the verdict of your budget. Mr. Speaker, something they said they were not going to bargain for, and that 24-hour economy is part of the normal operation and we shouldn't expect a budget line for 24-hour economy. They told us to go this out. This year, they are allocating $110 million for that.
Let me assure you that it is not the idea of government to take public money and invest in something called 24-hour economy. No. So if you are waiting for us to bring you a document in Parliament say we are taking so much money to invest in 24-hour economy.
This is FM Strength, and where we give you the latest updates on issues. My name is Maureen Marshall, and you can call me the Information Minister. Afi, yeah, to 2026 budget now. Dr. Casey Forson, who is the finance minister, presenting last week Thursday, and just a man fans at is Forson, just economy ni kwe oba obeye ne nyama ni nano. And no more who debate Parliament. One gas amote bro funi bi na ye correct nyama na my lord na den. Enti MPs ni bi asemo mo kan say Masa budget na more present no ye woni tini ne na yo ase mo twetwa ntro bi e de ahyehye baabi na mo betum futwa egu Ghana fo ani. According to Honorable Afo Eric, who is the MP for Amenfi West, and he's the MP for Amenfi West, was sorry to bomb Parliament ebia kan to Forson ebia kan NDC for ebia kan MP for say obia gene de Kama over inflation ne sike bi ehyehyehye baby a ase atofo modisi.
Sit, relax in your seat and enjoy the flight. Speaker, I want the majority leader to be relaxed, especially when he's referencing records. We have copies of the budget and we are going to play back your records to you. That's what we'll be seeking to do today and Friday. So don't believe it about records. Your records look beautiful on the face value of it, and we'll play those beautiful records to you. But allow the debate to flow. Let's allow the debate to flow. We on our side we have a beautiful blend. We have wonderful members of parliament, first-time members who are eager to speak after perusing your budget. After perusing your budget, so we have a wonderful blend, and you can't help it but just admire our side. So, Speaker, Majority Leader shouldn't be afraid. We will reference his records and we will play back his records too. And happily, the finance minister was seated here. We want him to be in the house. The inaccuracies, we will point the inaccuracies to him. Where we have to correct him, we will correct him. So don't be afraid, Mr. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the rate of inflation. Okay, let me this way. Mr. Speaker, there is something I want to correct. I want to correct. There was an issue in this country as a misconception from, especially our side, the other side, that the proposal of government spending about 9% to increase the remuneration of public workers by 9% is abysmal. Please, stop this. It won't help. The reason I'm saying this is that in determining the rate at which you increase salaries, remuneration in the country.
Mama Shebi, etimoseng. Just a week away, no way I can wait. First one, no, MP warning said they should just relax and enjoy the ride. Or more enjoy ride na day banning na air blasting or more they be blasting NDC for majority for no. And one air Amenfi West MP so aswarena wache na dre. Na mo nim Dr. Gideon Boakono. Ono so no parliament will be. Dr. Gideon Boako can say Ato Forson has taken 62 billion from Ghanaians. And Ato Forson after 62 billion. Every Ghana for your bottom to achieve single-digit inflation. Ato Forson has taken 62 billion from Ghanaians' pockets to achieve single-digit inflation, according to Dr. Gideon Boako. Nasa no kind video ni better abontina comment section for say, Papa we, he's talking without evidence. I say, or kasa by heart, or two fuchogun kofweni. If you can say, it's like he didn't read, he didn't learn, although they all have copies of the budget Ato Forson be presented the 2026 budget no. They all have copies and all that. But almost Papa we, any say one research. Or sorry yana or J Mike, Mr. Speaker, me person me kasa and or kikaki cancel because Ghana for more comment section for na asuma you. Send me the kasa asemucho. Almost sisika wo comment section comment section for so almost sisika papa ye say atwe year free Ghana for ebotomua. Also 62 million Ghana cedis. Yenshe video.
And two is the excessive fiscal consolidation by the Ministry of Finance anchored on delayed payments and arrests just to let the books look good. Mr. Speaker, what do we say when we mean sterilization? Sterilization simply means that this government assumed that there was so much money in the pockets of the Ghanaian people and therefore decided to siphon all these monies back into the Bank of Ghana, depriving households of potential disposable income and increased consumption. This is what the minister did. Mr. Speaker, if we read the budget statement, paragraph 248, the minister states, and I quote, to contain monetary policy expansion, the Bank of Ghana intensified open market operations in alignment with its disinflation objectives. Growth in net domestic assets was curtailed through enhanced stabilization and reductions in net claims on government. Mr. Speaker, this is so interesting. The minister states a total of 62 billion cedis was sterilized year on year through open market operations from Ghana. Mr. Speaker, what this effectively means is that 62 billion cedis that should have been available in the pockets of the ordinary Ghanaians for spending on the markets have been siphoned back to central bank by depriving the people that opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the interesting thing is that next month, December, Christmas is coming. And I can bet you, Mr. Speaker, that with this activity by the central bank, traders will just be sitting by their produce in the scorching sun of Okaishi Market, in the scorching sun of Kumasi Central Market, in the scorching sun of Makola and elsewhere. People will just be passing by without purchasing anything. Why? This is going to happen because 62 billion cedis that should have gone into the market, into the pockets of people, this government has siphoned all those monies back into the central bank because of sterilization. Mr. Speaker, traders are going to be worse off this Christmas, and that is going to have serious consequences on the economy. Mr. Speaker, come to think of it, has anybody thought about the fact why is it that we have single-digit inflation, yet there is food glut on the market? With many other commodities, people are not buying. Meanwhile, most of these goods, which are normal goods, have income elasticities of demand in the positive. And therefore, as income increases, people will buy. We are having single-digit inflation, and yet people are not buying because there is no money in the pockets of people. All of these monies have been siphoned through stabilization to the central bank. Mr. Speaker, the other thing that this government has done, which is also so dangerous, is an excessive fiscal consolidation. Mr. Speaker, this is what the minister calls fiscal discipline. Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, when your incompetencies combine with poor revenue measures and you are unable to execute your budget, you don't call that fiscal discipline. Rather, this is fiscal indiscipline. Whatever you presented to Parliament and was approved for you, you must spend it. If you don't spend, it is not discipline. That is indiscipline. And the
third video na me boma amono. Samobakaya MP ne kan asem say omo records aside the fact that omo 2026 budget no omo copies no omo records about nyema bi a time a NPP for power. NDC for kekakekan we ye oppose ade way we are against this but omo ba power no they are doing the same thing. So they are saying that Forson, who strongly opposed tax waivers during NPP for one district, one factory, so many creative jobs among youth has now presented VAT exemptions for $10 million. I am reading me bio asema panic no. Forson, who strongly opposed tax waivers during NPP for one district, one factory, has now presented VAT exemptions for $10 million. Inti Forson kabi so ye oppose we are strongly against it. Ye mamonye. But Oba into power ne finance minister no. He's doing the same thing. As I the corner of Kassetia when NPP was in power no. Or you're the same thing. I
don't know what you'll be telling Ghanaians. That one breath, tax exemptions that were brought into this chamber by the MPP administration to create jobs for the youth. One can imagine the number of jobs that were lost to the youth at that time when about 47 tax exemptions were opposed. And you look at the road minister, he's also looking at me. What has changed? They oppose it. Well, I feel sad. Today we are being invited to be part of an illegality, something that they spoke against.
And then you're looking at a company like Tata.
Anyway, we are opposed, and it is interesting that even the Income Tax Act 2015 itself gives the Commissioner General of GRA some powers. This application should rather be made to him. Don't bring it to this house, especially knowing your track record, what you stood for. So, Speaker, we are opposed, and I urge my side. And I see very principled members on their backside. You should leave them alone. They are on their own. Go by principle. You are saying that we should oppose tax exemption. And, Speaker, I recall how passionate the Honorable Forson argued then. Today,
what has changed?
He's picking and choosing and veering off.
What has changed?
So, Speaker, we are opposed. Let the record reflect that the mighty minority is opposed to this tax waiver. We are opposed to this tax waiver.
Which is about 20.
I don't know what justification you are going to give to Ghanaians who voted for you massively based on principle. Now you are shying away from the very principle by which you were voted into office. God will judge you. Speaker, having said this, I thank you. I don't know what you'll be telling Ghanaians. That one breath, tax exemptions that were brought into this chamber by the MPP administration to create jobs for the youth. One can imagine the number of jobs that were lost to the youth at that time when about 47 tax exemptions were opposed. And you look at the road minister, he's also looking at me.
What has changed?
They oppose it. I feel sad. Today we are being invited to be part of an illegality, something that they spoke against.
And then you're looking at a company like Tata.
Anyway, we are opposed, and it is interesting that even the Income Tax Act 2015 itself gives the Commissioner General of GRA some powers. This application should rather be made to him. Don't bring it to this house. Especially knowing your track record, what you stood for. So, Speaker, we are opposed, and I urge my side. And very
say, Nipankasa, say, Asamo Kosone found who no one can. You will win some near in the air. Is there any for baby say one cassa with Tilhua, ye you were you bonny, into a force and so cassa be why. Or no so cassai. Say, Asana Mokika Cassami, my Bejinaha, my present budget into Montia Sieno. You can go and bend the sea. Monko shepo. At a force and some monko shepo why. It's also the can dear, never say, why some more car room, our copy of budget no. I won't say asem no kind asen or church mobile manintum.
About 1 month to the general elections. In fact, on the 4th of November 2024, an addendum was signed by Tata Consultancy Services Limited and GRA. And Commissioner General Julie Esiam signed on behalf of the GRA. Mr. Speaker, the details are as follows. It says that subject to approval provided by Parliament of Ghana, Tata Consultancy Service is entitled to 20% withholding tax exemption from 1st of January 2025 till the end date, as set out under clause 4 of the SOW. Mr. Speaker, it says that GRA shall be responsible and do all such act required for obtaining such approval from Parliament. Mr. Speaker, my principle still holds. My position on tax is unwavering. Mr. Speaker, everyone knows my views about tax exemptions. But Mr. Speaker, this is agreement that was signed by the Ghana Revenue Authority, by the previous administration, imposing an obligation.
Uncle Atuakasa, Wankasa Modrin, your catcher or mono so saying. This is FMS Trends. I hope you enjoy the update. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All the videos that we played, we don't own rights to them. No copyright infringement intended. Thank you.
Yes.
Speaker.
Yeah.
Let the record reflect, and same was discussed at the committee, that it was a majority decision. It was a majority decision. And our dissenting view is premised on principle. So last year, and I'm happy my friend, the minister, is here. In his other world, he was the minority leader. And I witnessed the passion with which he spoke against exemption generally. Back and forth, this house had to pass the exemption bill into law. And even at a point when we're bringing exemptions that were related to 1D, 1F, with the intention of creating jobs, 1D, 1F concept, creating jobs, tax waiver, our friend held the red flag, and it was all over the country. I don't know what has changed. So we are opposed, and ab initio, we have to make this point. We are opposed to this exemption, a whooping volume of 10 million being given to Tata. We are opposed. As because the reasons are not far-fetched. We want to appeal to our colleagues. They should stay on principle. He had espoused this principle last year, and now he was then minority leader, now he's finance minister. One would have thought that he's empowered to ensure that his principle that he believed then will be put into force. Now he's picking and choosing. When it's about Tata, he's bringing the exemption. When it's about something else, we hear a different story. It's disappointing. Finance chairman. I see the committee chairman staring at me. And I know he agrees with me. Your world has changed. Therefore, the narrative has also changed. Very interesting. And this is truly revealing.